No thanks for the comic books, everybody. It's Deep Dive Zone, a Sonic review series for fans of all shapes and sizes. I'm your host, Devin, joined as always by my co-hosts, Lauren and Bruce, and you tell me what that intro means, or me stumbling over my words in it for the first time in probably a very long time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you almost did that intro well.
Men's of all shapes and sizes? I don't know, that was very strange.
It's fine.
Anyway, last time on Deep Dive Zone, we were in the middle of a two-parter, which is always annoying. This time...
Yeah.
Sonic breaks Eggman's car.
I mean, are you using car loosely?
Very loose. Eggmobile has the word mobile in it, which means
True, it does.
there's something car-like about it.
Okay, I was trying to think. I was like, Eggman has a car? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I just took that at face value. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
This is Sonic number 11. I forgot to say the number of the issue. We're off to just a peachy keen flying start.
It's fine. We'll do better.
All right. Let's actually talk about a comic book. This is no thanks for the memories. That's why I did the thing in the intro. It's not very good. This is no thanks for the memories part 2. Edkin and Yardley. Chris and Chuck race to break Sonic and friends out of Eggman's virtual prison, which will blow them up if they beat the game.
Yeah, we're not there in the plot, but that's certainly a plot point.
That is certainly a plot point.
Yeah, currently in the plot, we're all going to die for a different reason because Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles are just falling from last time.
That's true.
They've been falling for an entire week.
Yeah, I guess I can't remember if we saw Knuckles last time or not.
We saw him at the very end.
Very last page, they were running through Spring Yard Zone here, and then it was like, "Oh, hi, Knuckles."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, because here, this is when Knuckles gets to react to the situation, and for some reason they react by blaming Sonic, which doesn't seem very Knuckles-like. Like, sure,
Knuckles.
they'll, yeah, I guess maybe other Knuckles a little.
Other
more.
Knuckles maybe, but yeah.
In the first couple episodes of Sonic X, Knuckles is like bitter about Sonic getting them all stranded on Earth. I think that's what they're invoking here. Problem is, he should be past that by now.
Yeah, they've been on Earth long enough that he shouldn't really care anymore, especially with stuff from their world showing up.
Yeah, so it's an odd decision. Maybe it's
Knuckles
just for the sake of recap.
Oh, yeah, I guess they do recap a lot. Explain why they call Sonic Amy's boyfriend though. That's kind of bizarre.
I mean, I think he's using it in a derogatory way.
He is.
Okay, kind of random, I guess.
It is weird, yeah. Anywho, yeah, they bicker for a while. There's still a lot of big text balloons. We noted that last time. But you know, we still get to see all the spring yard tropes that we were talking about.
Once
and then
again,
we get the boss.
I see they're having as much fun with Spring Yard as I remember having.
Spring Yard's not terrible.
It's a very stop and go stage.
Yeah.
I like it better than Marble, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, everything's better than Marble.
Not Labyrinth.
Okay, everything's better than Marble and Labyrinth.
Anyway, the boss shows up, and all of these Eggman game bosses, they just laugh with ha ha ha. They don't say anything else.
Yeah, they don't interact at all, which I kind of like that. But I feel like he should be taunting them through them, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of it would be better.
The way that I read this, because there's always 3 ha ha ha's, is that I choose to believe that this is the Sonic Heroes final boss that goes ha ha ha. Also, he fucking gets Knuckles right in the face with the spike on the bottom of that, and then thankfully does not impale his skull, but
because they're carrying rings, so they're fine.
Yeah, they're perfectly fine.
It's just, it seems very like, wow, you gotta be really confident in the rings to do that. I'm imagining like a chainsaw to the face, you know, but oh, I got rings.
It's fine, don't worry.
It's
Knuckles didn't
more
do that
extreme.
on purpose.
A little more extreme than Sonic games generally depict is the point. But yeah, it's like they start to fight that, and then it cuts away to Chris and Chuck, because Chris is being all depressed because Sonic and company are gone, and
the only thing he has to live for is Sonic.
It's
really their character in a nutshell. Like, you could literally just take like these 2 frames where Chris is like sitting all depressed and Chuck is trying to reassure them, and Chris is like, I'm gonna be all alone again. And Chuck's like, you're not all alone, Chris. I'm still here. And then Chris ignores that and proceeds to keep worrying about them. Like, wow, okay, you don't care about your nice grandpa. He's a pretty cool guy, but you just don't notice because you're too worried that Sonic will never be your friend again because you'll never see him.
Well, and it's also that he's so quick to assume not just that Sonic and friends went back to their world, but that they specifically did it without telling him. Like they didn't just leave; they betrayed me.
Yeah, exactly. Always assuming the worst.
Yeah, even though the whole reason that this was on his mind in the first place is because Vector, Espio, and Charmy got sent home without it even being their choice, which Chuck points out. He also refers to Espio as Espy for some reason.
I feel like I've seen that nickname for Espio at some point.
Did one of the Chaotix say that last time? That's why he does? I don't know. It's very odd.
Maybe? I don't know. I don't feel like checking.
Anyway, they should also realize the folly of this because they're on Angel Island. That hasn't gone home.
That's a good point. Didn't even think about that.
But that's part of what gets them to realize that, in fact, maybe they are still on Earth because Chuck's scanner says that the Master Emerald is still on Earth.
Right.
There you go.
So, yeah, then we cut back to Sonic, Amy, and Knuckles, and it's very odd because Sonic's like, here, take a couple of these rings to protect yourself, but he already had rings before, so...
No, because Knuckles just lost rings earlier.
Knuckles lost his rings.
Yeah.
I know, but he asks why he would need them, even though he was carrying them.
Knuckles just assumes that they can tank a spike right to their forehead.
Yeah, Knuckles was just grabbing rings because they're shiny, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, you know what? In the previous panel, it shows Amy handing him one, so maybe he doesn't necessarily know why.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Inconsistency paved over, not a big deal. Anyway, they beat the boss. They jump on him, and Knuckles punches him, and Amy kicks it with both her feet because she still doesn't get to use her hammer. Did they just assume that would be, like, overpowered?
Well, I don't get this, really. This is pretty weird. Like, it's supposed to be like they all play like Sonic, I guess. And I guess Knuckles doesn't get to glide or climb because Knuckles in Sonic 1, you could crash the game when they get to scrap brain.
Oh, I remember that from old ROM hacks. This is pre-Sonic Origins as well. Maybe it's that... It's still odd though, and especially since Knuckles asks, what happened to your hammer? And Amy says, ever since I got to this place, I can't feel it anymore. What does that mean?
Well, because they're psychically linked to their hammer collection. That's how they summon them from their hammer space.
I guess.
If they can't feel the connection, they can't summon hammers. That's how it works.
It's more like a keyblade than a hammer. But, well, okay. They defeat the boss, and they open the capsule that has Rouge inside. That's
pretty funny. It doesn't make sense. Why are we breaking that? But it'll pass because it's funny. Yeah. Actually, that's like Mania was referencing this. That's got to be the explanation. I was gonna be like, that's like in Mania, but no, it's the other way around.
Well, Tyson Hess does. He cut his teeth working on Archie Sonic later than this. Anyway, yeah, they get Rouge, and she's all like, all right, let's go, guys. I don't know. She doesn't have anything interesting to say. Also, there's an inconsistency here. Little inconsistency. Previously, the levels would fade in the background, but this time they just fall through a crack in the ground to get to Labyrinth Zone.
That's a good point.
Doesn't matter, but yeah.
Not really. I guess trying to connect them more naturally.
Also,
well, it's because the fans complained there weren't level transitions for every level, so they started adding them.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Mania, that's something they patched in Mania Plus.
That's what I was referencing.
Okay. Well, anyway, there's a line here where Amy says that Mr. Tanaka has been giving Sonic swimming lessons in the pool. Doesn't end up being something that's relevant in the long term. So it's odd.
I mean,
I guess just to explain why he's fine in the water, or relatively fine.
You could have just had them, hold on to Sonic's arm like in the other stuff.
True.
Water's a unique weakness. It's something that I wish they would not try to pave over.
Well, I always found it weird that supposedly it was Sonic's weakness when in the games it was only an inconvenience.
That's true. I mean, they kind of they less pave over here and just say he can swim. He still doesn't like the water.
I guess. I think the difference is that in the games you don't have a weakness because the player needs to be able to win. So
sure.
I don't know. Usual shenanigans here. You got choppers, you got spears, you got floods, you got burrow bots.
Yeah.
You got the friggin' rising, the chase it down boss that I'm never fast enough to actually inflict enough hits on.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
right,
really more of an
yeah.
Easter egg than anything else. It doesn't do
Yeah.
anything.
It's such a strange thing they included that in the original game and this. But
Yeah, definitely.
we end up zooming out to the egg carrier, and we knew that this was some Eggman's doing, but we see that Eggman is literally playing this on a Genesis controller.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
He's using a USB Genesis controller because it's clearly plugged into his computer.
I mean, maybe
Well,
he's got a little box down there.
Nah, Eggman definitely.
No,
would
you can
pirate-
see it. You
pirate
can
Sonic
see it's
one.
plugged into it. It's plugged into like his terminal.
But this is Eggman's ROM hack.
Yeah, no, this is a ROM hack.
I guess he controls
sure.
the bosses.
I assume
Yeah,
so.
that's the idea. I figured something like this was what was going on. It's really funny though because they're minions that are of course smarter than him a lot of the time. Are I don't remember who it is. Oh, it's shoot, Bo-kun. I couldn't remember their name. Such a weird robot. Bo-kun is like, why don't you just like blow them up because you control the game? And their excuse is so pathetic. It's just like, oh no, I got to develop my hand-eye coordination. What? Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, video games do that, but yeah,
Video games do that, but that is a
it's just he's making excuses because he did this plan because it would be fun.
yeah, no, that's totally what it is.
Yeah. And through the giant speech bubbles, yes, they do explain the thing I said at the start, which is that this is a virtual reality powered by the Master Emerald, and when they beat the game, so much energy will be expended that it will overload the circuits of our secret war. Then they and the trap will be blown to Kingdom Come, or at least the moon, solving what has been an infinite crisis across multiple Earths, and will lead to the ultimate House of Eggman, he says.
we still don't know what any of that means.
The fuck is the House of Eggman?
I didn't even notice that. That's such a weird way to word that.
So, yeah, I didn't
Also,
notice
multiple
that part
Earths. Is your home planet also called Earth?
Could be.
I guess
They tend
never
to
gave
not
it a
refer
name.
to it like that.
Well, they never gave it a name in the show, so
Yeah, I don't blame
guess it
Lauren
could
for calling
be.
it Mobius all the time.
I mean, it makes
It's much more
enough
convenient
sense.
than like Sonic's World or whatever you want to call
Sure,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the part that really I'm like, huh. So I guess Eggman is like, I'll just mess with them, and if I can kill them earlier, then that's even funnier. But I guess if they win, then I'll blow them up. I guess that seems in character enough. But like sending them to the moon, why is the moon even involved in this?
I mean, I think he's being I think that's a joke. You know, he says blown Kingdom Come, or at least the moon. Like, you know, maybe it won't be blown to the heavens, but it'll get pretty high. That's what he's saying.
Sure.
Okay, maybe I was thinking ahead because I'm pretty sure it explicitly is linked to the moon later, at least.
I think there does end up being a connection to the Egg Moon arc, I think.
Well, let's continue on and we'll see. Starlight Zone happens. Bombs, seesaws, Orbinauts, fans. It's all very much what you'd expect. I don't think they're even really reacting to level gimmicks that much anymore, other than the bombs.
Yeah.
They do something that doesn't happen in Starlight Zone, which is that they push a block onto one of the seesaws. That doesn't happen.
Oh,
True.
yeah.
But that's a relatively minor complaint at the grand scheme of things. And hey, it's Tails! And he is being blown against a wall by a fan for hours?
This is some weird kind of torture.
Yeah, that'd have to be, like, dehydrate you, right?
Probably?
I mean, they might have
least
spawned
drink
in like a minute ago. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, he said I've been trapped here for hours. I don't know what else he's been doing.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah, we get the boss fight. We watch Chris and Chuck get closer in the X Tornado. Chuck does confirm here that, yeah, they rebuilt the island fortress, and by Chuck I mean
Yeah.
Chris.
Uh-huh.
So we're still riding that very thin line of continuity. And then we get an extremely weird line where Eggman says that the Robotnik in the game is designed to resemble his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik, but no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
That's classic Eggman. That's Ivo with the old cape and no goggles. That doesn't look like
Yeah.
Gerald at all.
Well, do we get to see Gerald in the comics? I
Well,
mean,
I
maybe that's
assume-
just what
We've
That's
seen
just the
Gerald in
design they
Sonic
picked.
X before.
True.
Yeah, and this is, as far as we know, still Sonic X continuity.
It
I mean,
still
I
tells you to
guess.
go watch the show to explain things.
So I can't imagine they would decide, yeah, no, Gerald looks different.
And also, he's not doing any of the things Gerald does. He just goes, ha, ha, ha.
Well, he's modeled after Gerald. He's not actually Gerald.
Well, except he's not. But yeah.
Okay, quote unquote model. They're saying he is. Unless maybe it's his grandfather on his the other side. They just happen to look similar-ish.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I don't think
we
we
don't
know
know
which
anything
side
about...
Gerald is on.
We know nothing about the maternal history of
Right.
Eggman.
Okay, but here is where they explicitly link it to the Egg Moon arc, because Eggman does say that when the power overloads from them beating the game, I'll send them to the moon, and then when I make the Egg Moon, then they'll die.
Right.
Which is so
that
bizarre.
is weird.
That's a weird way to do it.
So they're... Yeah, I thought they were just going to... What does he think is going to happen when it explodes? If you blow someone up hard enough for them to hit the moon, they're gonna be dead already anyway.
Not if they're holding rings.
But that's it.
That's only in the game. That's not in real life. Well,
Maybe Eggman got confused.
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
we're working off Matrix rules. If they die in the game, they die in real life.
true.
So
Actually,
does
I
that
don't
mean
think they
if
ever say
die
that,
in-
but...
I thought they did. Maybe not.
I thought they were. I assumed they were. I don't know, actually.
Anyway, I've run
Why
out of
did
things...
Why did Gerald invent this tech?
Also a good question.
He was bored one day.
Okay.
Hey, Shadow, I know that I'm supposed to be working on life-saving medicine up here, but check out this cool game I made. Anyway, I don't really have anything to say about the game levels anymore. In fact, Scrap Brain is only like 3 pages long now.
Yeah, because the game aspects are this is kind of boring, to be honest.
They're kind of throwaway.
Yeah.
The gimmick sort of has stayed its welcome. Although I do like Sonic using an invincibility monitor.
I do like that. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to see. The problem is they've got so many characters crammed in here at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why-
Now
why
we're
are-
saving Cream and Vanilla. It's like,
Why
why
are Cream and Vanilla even here?
is Rouge and Tails even here? It's like,
Well, Rouge and Tail.
it's not that I don't like Rouge and Tails. They're just, it's whatever.
No, I'm thinking like Eggman going after the main, the furries that could actually stop him. So the
Yeah.
ones that will actually do fighting and of some kind. Vanilla and Cream aren't going to try and stop
Well,
him.
Well, you say that, okay, I was about to say, Cheese does do something, but it's not a good thing, which is that he presses this button and it sucks
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
into the final zone boss.
I'd also like to point out that Cheese can fly. Why can Cheese fly when no one else has flying abilities? Tails
Oh.
can't fly. Rouge can't fly.
That's right.
Oh.
Everyone who has their special abilities other than Sonic speed. And I don't think Knuckles was able to glide either.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, I mean,
I could forgive every other inconsistency, but this one ruins the whole batch.
Eggman programmed in cheese flying.
It's because Eggman
He
has
forgot to
favoritism
program
towards Chow. That's the reason.
Yeah. Even Eggman can't hate a Chow.
he didn't know what Chow looked like walking on the ground, so he couldn't program it.
Ah, there you go.
That's gotta be it. Didn't want to make walking sprites.
You know what? That's fair.
All right, so as they are fighting the final boss, you know, they're getting closer. Eggman's like, "Oh man, my plan is gonna explode them to the moon." Apparently, I can't believe I didn't pick up on that at first. It's so weird. But as they're doing all that, Chris and Chuck find the chamber with the emerald and the heroes in stasis, and apparently Eggman just isn't monitoring that.
Look,
Like, there's no
he's-
defenses.
He's busy playing the game.
I guess so.
Yeah, I don't know. They just waltz in and save the day. Ran out of pages.
Well, and what can Chris and Chuck realistically do if they were faced with a killer robot? You know.
Chris, if
Wake Sonic up
Sonic
faster.
Chris could probably wake Sonic up faster, and Chuck is smart. Chuck could find some way to disable him or something probably.
All right, fair enough. Anyway, so everything is gonna blow up. They keep saying, counting down to the launch. But they grab the Master Emerald to get out of there, and then the entire base explodes. Which have we seen it come back already in another comic yet?
I
I
can't
think we
remember.
do this week.
I honestly don't remember, but that
We
doesn't
might,
make any
but I don't
sense
think we do.
because what other thing is explode? Like, he already designed that room to explode. Why does the whole base explode?
Yeah.
When the
that's,
Master Emerald isn't there, then it super overloads because not enough power.
yeah, you know.
I guess. Vanilla does ask, didn't Eggman's lair blow up a long time ago? And Coon's like, I think so. So they're
Yeah.
clearly aware of it. But yes, in the last panel, he also does say, yes, I'll destroy the moon? That's a different plan. It's not what happened in the Egg Moon episodes either.
It's true.
And this is necessarily after the Sonic Adventure 2 stuff.
Right.
I don't know. That could be something farther in the future. Who knows?
I don't know. I guess I'm kind of over the nostalgic retread of these issues at this point. It's like, I don't think it needed to be a two-parter. I think they could have figured out some way for it to go a little faster.
Probably.
Well, let's move on back to some kind of plot stuff with Sonic X number 12. And hey, you recognize that robot arm?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Attack from Area 99, Edkin and Tim the Third on art. With Eggman in prison after the Egg Moon fiasco, Sonic is bored sitting around and goes off searching for activity. Meanwhile, Area 99 and Gun call Tails for help with a familiar machine. And, Sonic is bored again. He's hanging around Knuckles asking, like, hey, let's do something together. Again.
Yeah, they do that in these comics, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. He, I guess he's bored because Eggman's not around because he's in prison.
Right. There's no one else. I mean, there's not any other supervillains for Sonic to try and fight. Not that he probably even would. I don't know.
Yeah, so this is actually a Knuckles win because Sonic's like, all right, I'll just make Knuckles angry and then you'll fight me. And Knuckles like, nah, I won't have it, not today.
Yeah. He's good at standing still doing nothing, so he's in his element.
That's true.
So Sonic goes and annoys Tails and the Thorndikes instead. It's funny, he annoys Tails and Chuck, and then Chuck pawns him off on Chris, and then Chris is like, nah, Sonic. Actually, he says, I told you before, Sonic, my soccer league is for boys and girls only. What does that make Sonic?
Sonic is a third gender hedgehog.
He's non-binary.
That would also make more sense.
And yes, Sonic does indeed get so bored that he goes to hang with the S-Team on purpose.
I was like, how is it going to fall apart? It actually kind of doesn't.
Not really.
No, it's more the other side of the plot line. They get some of that going where Gun wants Tails' help with something that we don't see because we're busy watching Sonic and the S-Team. Because this is kind of ridiculous. Some guys are street racing, which, yeah, fine, they're traffic cops. They go after them for that. But one car runs into a baby stroller and sends it flying. And then the other car, or maybe the first car, combos it again and hits it so hard the baby goes flying out.
No.
I think it's a single hit. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Look,
that would
like
be
it
really
could be
funny,
either
but I do
one.
not read these panels that way at all.
Well, so it kind of looks like the first car hits it and sends it careening, and then the second one launches the baby out of the
Well, so I think they're both the green car, but you see it get hit, and the woman shouts, my baby, and then Sonic says, this is a job for me, and then in the next panel, you see another hit, and now the baby's flying out of the carriage. Maybe it's all one hit, and this is just showing the same event from different angles. That is possible, but I like the idea that it combos it.
Yeah.
Anyway, baby's fine, obviously, despite what would happen in real life, but we're not gonna worry about that. It's like that scene in The Flash that doesn't make any sense. Also, that movie's fucking terrible. But Sonic catches the baby, it's fine, and he's the hero guy.
Yeah, he did his job. Well, not his job, but the job he decided to take today.
Yeah, S-Team chases down the yellow car, Sonic chases down the green one, which gets, I'm pretty sure, drawn as blue in one of these panels.
Yeah.
Good job, colorist. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But Sonic chases down the green one, and he says, I love to go fast too, but I'd never hit a baby. I don't think he did it on purpose, but...
I mean, hey, maybe he just hated the baby. You never know.
Sonic is saying they're so cool that they never hit a baby even on accident.
Ah, yes.
Anyway, he beats the guy by reaching into the hood of his car and tearing out part of the engine with his hands.
Sonic's strength is inconsistent.
This is a thing with all Sonic characters.
Yeah.
At random times, they'll display incredible feats of strength like this.
It's kind of scary.
I feel like the only one who ever doesn't is Tails.
Yeah, Tails
yeah,
consistently
because
doesn't really, but we get
that would
Amy
make them seem
randomly
way
doing
too
it.
awesome.
Sure, yeah. Well, we randomly get Amy doing it. Knuckles. I mean, I expect Knuckles to have some level.
Knuckles
of
is
super
supposed to be strong, and arguably
Exactly.
Amy is too. But even Sonic,
Amy, I can
does.
see. Sonic, I don't know, man.
They want Sonic to be cool more than they want to have.
So they
So
have him
let's say-
shove his hand through a car hood and rip out part of an engine, rip out
Yeah.
a fucking catalytic converter,
I
and
was
they go
about to
sell
say
it on the black
balance,
market.
but it's like whatever. I'm not doing this power scale and shit. Anyway,
No, that's another episode.
All
yeah.
you'd have to do is have Sonic like flip open the hood, grab something, and then like do a spin dash or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Link it to their speed. Don't just make them just grab it.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Sam gets the other guy by shooting his car with like a grappling hook or like a harpoon almost, and then just deploying his parachutes. And also, Sam's car turns brown in this scene.
Oh yeah. These colorings. The coloring's getting a little lazy.
Deadlines are brutal.
They are.
Yeah. Anywho, Eggman is in his cell in his prison getup, and he explains that the stuff with the emerald stuff in the show happens right after this. He's still got it, so it's gonna happen later, I guess.
Right.
Yep. This is the part where I'm like, yeah, it was actually before. So they actually were very careful not to contradict anything. The only thing is I don't understand why Emerald is like so cognizant, but maybe Eggman screwed with their head. And that, well, we did see they ripped off their head actually. So,
Yeah.
you know, maybe they have a new head.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're still maintaining that Gerald made Emerald in this continuity. Or at least Eggman
Yeah.
believes he did.
I can see Eggman believing that Gerald did. Whether or not he actually did in this continuity, we don't know for sure.
It's
I
not a
assume he
big deal because
did.
Emerald doesn't show up again, so.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Area 99. Tails is being shown around by Westwood, our favorite.
I don't mind having a small time villain guy like this.
No,
No.
I don't either. He's just an asshole. um,
Oh yeah.
he shows him around and shows him that they did end up recovering that tripod from last week or the week before.
Yeah.
And he says, we need your help to make it work. And, take him inside, show it around. Tails is scanning it with his thing. I don't know what that is. And it's so funny.
Sonic
He's like,
screwdriver.
yeah, basically. It's so funny, though. He's like, we need your help to make it work. And Tails is like, okay. And he makes it work by pressing one button.
Well, I find it funnier that Tails just activates it without telling anyone. Like, I'm gonna activate it right now.
I guess it's the on button. And, yeah. Also, Westwood is doing this because he wants to show up Rupaz. We already knew that, though. That's basically the only reason he does anything anymore.
Basically.
But the tripod activates and it goes crazy. It fires lasers all over the place.
Yeah.
So that's
And we immediately cut away from that because that's less interesting than seeing Sonic complain about being bored again.
well, he's
Alright.
dissatisfied with the sluggish speed of the justice system because it's like, how long do we have to wait until we get more work? I don't know. This is the most of a cop that Sonic has ever been, more even than the movies.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
just like, when are we gonna get to arrest more people? We gotta.
He wants action, and I guess I don't know.
No, I guess Archie mainline Sonic is kind of a cop too.
Oh yeah, he definitely is.
Anyway, but Sonic gets what he wants because the thing is rampaging through the city now. I don't know how it got to the city, given that Area 99 is a remote airbase out in the boonies, but
I
mean-
guess there was a time gap.
Yeah, we got
between-
a time jump. A few
Tails
hours.
must have been trapped in there for hours. Okay. It destroys a bunch of gun beetles that are shooting at it because it has a force field.
Yeah, so apparently it's more powerful now, which they never explained why.
I mean, you can knock something back into place and that reactivates it, maybe?
I guess.
It's not a great explanation. But yeah, it has a big force field, and the only place where you can get inside it is the hole in the force field that it fires lasers from, which really look like they're firing from multiple angles of it, but it's actually just one, I suppose.
I guess because it's an eye, so it's moving as it shoots.
We get some cool action, Sonic dodging lasers and stuff, and Sonic realizes, like, we gotta get through that little hole where it fires lasers from. So we have Sam shoot his car's grappling hook through the force field and yank on the laser to make it fire off center, which means that it bounces around the shield on the inside and damages the mech.
You know, the way this shield is drawn is very unclear.
It's drawn as
think-
like multiple lenses, not like a circle.
So I
orb.
think what it is the shield is invisible except when it blocks
Yeah.
something, and then you
Yeah.
can see part of it. But I literally did not have that interpretation until right at this moment. When I was reading this, I'm like, is it just activating its own shield and deflecting shots back at itself? That's so stupid. But it's just kind of weird.
I think how you would generally display something like this is almost like the shield devices in Halo, where it makes a big sort of honeycomb dome around you.
Mm.
But I
Yeah.
guess they didn't draw it like that. It's not a big deal, but yeah. The mech goes down, Tails and Westwood get out, and then the issue ends with them being like, how? Why? How could you do this to us? It was an accident.
If only it were that simple.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to Sonic X number 13, and it's Halloween, which makes you think that this is going to be completely disconnected, but it is not.
No, just the cover.
Chris has his weird stealth, like cops and robbers outfit from Prison Island back now.
Oh yeah.
But it's a good cover, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the story.
That's okay.
It's fine. It's fucking what else?
Instead, we get Harem Scarum, Part 1. Edkin and David Hutchison. Have we seen that guy yet? Have we seen his art?
I think we have. The name sounds familiar.
All right. Well, it's fine. His art is fine. It's better than Tim the Third, I would say. But anyway, Sonic and Tails are captured by Gun due to the fallout of last issue's robot incident and are treated as hostile actors. Meanwhile, Chris, Cream, Lindsay, and Vanilla's Resort Island vacation runs into a snag.
So why would Sonic be assumed to be in on this?
Because Westwood sucks.
Does he blame Sonic? I don't remember.
Yes,
Oh
he
yeah, he
does.
does. Yeah, okay.
Hey, they got Scarlet's hair color right now.
It's true.
But yes, we have this big long sequence of them sort of pushing President Mike to blame them, and Westwood deliberately asking misleading questions to get the public to think that Tails did it on purpose or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's clearly caught on camera here that Westwood is shushing Tails, but oh well.
No one cares because there's one thing Sonic X has to do is write its human characters as being fucking stupid.
Well, it's especially weird because Westwood was also inside it. So what was he doing?
Argue that he was taken hostage by the little 12-year-old fox.
I think that is their argument. Yes.
That's so dumb, but okay. Anyway,
also, you were wrong earlier. Here's Emerald for one page.
That's true. Emerald's just sitting there. Actually, we get him for another page in a couple pages in one frame.
Okay, so I guess this happens between episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. To confirm that, yep, all the arcs of the show, they happen the same way. Yeah. It's really funny that they spell Emerald wrong, but they spell it in a way that you couldn't possibly mispronounce it, which is great.
Yes, they spell it Emeril with a Y.
Oh yeah.
I guess you could say Emeril. That actually would be bad too. I didn't think about that.
Eventually, this is all going to come back to Emerald Lagasse. Is he still alive? Like, I remember him being a TV chef, and then he just disappeared off the face of the earth when I was like...
He runs his restaurants now.
Okay.
I think he is still also on TV, but don't quote me on that.
I just remember, bam! Vanilla says things are dangerous, and she's not sure if she wants Cream to hang out with Sonic and Company or live with Chris. Maybe we gotta move out to the country.
Honestly, very sensible.
It's sensible, but didn't Cream already hang out with Sonic and friends on their planet?
Maybe. I don't know. We don't know.
I assume
maybe this is a different threat than Eggman, so she takes it more seriously.
I guess so, but also it's not like the thing was near the Thorndike Mansion, and Cream seems to rarely leave the Thorndike Mansion for jobs.
I don't know. So everyone goes in for questioning, like I said before. Sonic and Tails get taken, and they comply even though they really don't have to.
They're the good guys. They can't.
Oh, yeah. Of course, due process, even when it's a lie. Anyway,
Actually, I said
Chris-
that, but this is inconsistent with SA2. Well, no, it's not actually, because Sonic does give himself up. They like escape and then they give themselves up later. So it is.
allegedly, that's Sonic's word against ours, but yeah. So Cream and Chris are really upset at Vanilla's frankly quite reasonable suggestion. And I
Sure.
like how she clearly, when Lindsay comes in, she clearly thinks that Lindsay is going to be on her side as a fellow mother. But Lindsay is such an airhead and blind to the danger her son is constantly in that she's just like, hey, come to our private island.
Yeah, that'll work.
Also, yes, the Thorndikes have a private island. Apparently the mansion and private space program weren't enough.
Of course they do.
Nope, they're ridiculously rich beyond belief, and yet also useless when it comes to important things. That's
we
my
have-
character.
1.5 Thorndikes that are actually useful.
I bet Nelson is involved in international drug trades. Anyway,
Jesus Christ.
we time skip to tomorrow, but apparently, okay, so they go to the private island, and there's a town on the island which is completely empty, and they get to the summer getaway, and the help is just completely not there, and nobody questions this.
Also, this summer getaway looks really depressing.
Are you kidding? It's a mansion. They have a second mansion.
I know, it still looks depressing. It's all brown and brown.
I guess.
Nah, but if you have a mansion, you must be rich, and if you're rich, you can't be depressed. That's the law.
Oh, yes, of course.
And despite being here on this cool tropical island at their second mansion, Chris is still sad because Sonic is gone.
That's right.
Anyway, speaking of Sonic, he and Tails are being questioned, but yes, Westwood does indeed throw them under the bus and he starts this whole, oh, they're working for Eggman. He wants all the furries in camps.
There's like 7 of them.
So I'd like to point out here, now at this moment you can't tell which way this is gonna go, but Westwood is like, oh yeah, all of them have to be locked away. They're dangerous, I tell you. But then the president is like unsure, and they're like, huh, it's kind of weird, kind of hard to believe. What do you all think, my other advisors? And their other advisors are like, yeah, like it's kind of hard to believe that these people would just suddenly turn evil for no reason.
These people that have been helping us for however long they've been here.
So it totally seems like Westwood has to pull something really fantastic to convince the president. That would be what you would think, at least.
Yeah.
You think so?
It's like this one gun lady says their defense. Topaz also defends them.
Well, if it was up to Westwood, Topaz would be in the camp with the furries.
I know he's so collective punishment, man. Yeah, it's super weird. Also, I looked up the secretary's name. Her name is Christina Cooper.
Is that said in the show ever?
I don't remember. She might have a character profile on one of the eye catches.
Okay.
They give them to completely random people at certain points. She's still being miscolored as white with blonde hair. But anyway, Chris and Cream go out and steal some ice cream because there's nobody to actually pay. They leave the money. It's fine. But
yeah, they really are like, huh, no one's here, but it's fine. Ice cream.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah.
They make a freaking giant ice cream banana sundae, by the way.
I don't think they even get to eat any of it also.
Why
Oh,
would
no,
you
they eat
make
all of it,
that
never
big?
mind.
I guess they're kids, they would do that.
They're children.
Yeah, fair enough. And some glowing eyes look in on them the whole way through. In fact, they even whisper, join us, but Cream doesn't... She hears it, and then they just don't care. So, something is happening.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lindsay and Villa are in a closet full of old movie props from Lindsay's movies. And, oh shit, it's the totem from the Ghost episode.
Why is it here?
Because no one said don't touch the totem that sealed all the ghosts, and so they touched the totem.
The totem.
This is a misspeaking night. It's fine.
This is why we tell people to do things or not do things.
Yeah,
well,
but
the thing is,
Lindsay...
normally I would think this was fine because the rule of fiction is when you're in an episodic show and you solve the problem, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It'll be a new problem later. So I get why Sonic wouldn't mention it to anyone, although in reality that is really dumb.
I
mean, so they put the totem back on the thing in the castle episode, and then presumably they all left. I don't know who the hell decided to take the totem with them. Because Lindsay calls it
Yeah.
a movie prop, so was it her? Was it one of her guys? I don't know.
Yeah, well, they were cleaning up after the movie, like, all right, grab all the props, and someone's like, this must be a prop.
Yeah, well, and then Sonic wouldn't have been there for that, so that would be why he wouldn't have mentioned it. Still odd. Anyway, so that happens, and there's also possessed people.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
They follow Lindsay and Vanilla, and then they attack Cream and Chris and Cheese in the ice cream shop.
So they start throwing ice cream.
Ice cream is famously the weakness of ghosts, you know?
Mm-hmm. Ghost type is weak to ice type. Oh, no, it's not. Darn.
You and your fucking Pokemon shit. Anyway, the entire town was empty, so all of them are possessed. It is an entire population of ghosts.
Oh my.
So that's bad. That's a lot worse than it was in the first episode with those.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're running away, and Chris is like, I wish Sonic was here, which is a very Sonic the Comic Tales line to say.
Chris learns from the best.
Sonic and Tails themselves, though, get thrown in prison.
Yeah, so the president just believed Westwood, even though literally no one else was on their side.
He not only believed the Eggman story, they're in the same cell as Eggman.
Oh yeah, that's right. To be
Which
fair,
is-
that doesn't seem that big of a deal. Eggman is pretty
No.
chill.
He doesn't do anything to them in these
Yeah.
issues, but I love that he's just loving this. He's so happy that this happened to Sonic.
Yeah, this is a good moment, even though the reason it's happening is dumb.
Yeah. I mean, okay, let's be honest. The president making a boneheaded decision, that's not unbelievable, even in this continuity.
I guess, yeah.
Actually, I guess President Mike is dumber than the president in the mainline Sonic games. But not
to
that
be
that
fair, we
president
don't
ever
see-
makes any big decisions, but
We don't see much of that president, yeah.
anyway, Chris and Cream make it back to the house, but possessed mothers are waiting for them.
Jesus Christ.
Also, they made there's another coloring mistake, or I don't know if it's just a coloring mistake or a bad decision. The teeth of the possessed ghost people are black, but the inside of their mouth is also rendered black rather than gray like in the show. So it makes it really hard to see that they have teeth. It looks more like they just have big toothless puppet grins.
I mean, that works.
That also
That's
works,
also
yeah.
creepy. It's just that I can see the teeth sometimes, so it's like a weird inconsistency. Anyway, that's the cliffhanger for that issue, and that's a pretty good cliffhanger, actually.
True.
And it leads into Sonic X number 14. And look, the boos on this cover are drawn right, so you can see the difference between their teeth and their mouths, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And also we have King Boom Boo, or Boom King Boo, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And Chris has a golf club to bludgeon them with. Last of Us Part 2 joke goes here. Anyway, this is Harem Scarum Part 2, Edkin and Hutchinson. With Sonic in prison and their mothers possessed, Chris and Cream have their backs against the wall, under attack from an entire island of ghostly possession. The kids are not alright.
Nope.
They run throughout the house, getting chased. They can see the large crowds of evil ghost zombies. They're not zombies, they're just ghosts. And they're not just ghosts, they're people possessed by ghosts, because they're not dead, but...
Yeah.
They hide in a wardrobe, and they make a Narnia joke. I'm just noting.
Yep, they're like, I guess this is a stealth section, so let's hide in the closet. That'll work.
Yeah, you know.
It's a little weird, because, like, they say, our mobs are right behind us, we can hide in that old wardrobe, and then they clearly know exactly where they are. The scary mommies get close, but they're called back because night has fallen, so it's time to serve the master? What does that mean?
Mm.
There's kind of an explanation later, but not really.
Yeah, this comic goes to weird places, but yes, Chris and Cream are now alone. They tell each other, I love being friends with you because we might both die. But don't worry, Chris remembers, I have a cell phone.
Hell yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
That's like, they could have died, but they had a cell phone. I can't believe
And
it.
I love the implication that is just barely skipped over here, because he calls Chuck, and we don't see what exactly Chris says to him at first, but Chuck's response is just, sorry, but Sonic and Tails were arrested. So that tells me that when Chris called him, he didn't say, hey, we're on this island, we're being attacked by ghosts. No, he says, hey, is Sonic around? I need help with something.
You're darn right. Chris would ask that because Chris is probably like "Ah, man, I everything would be better with Sonic just in general. I'll use this as an excuse.
Well, and it's like we don't see any point where Chuck's like, "Wow, you're being attacked by ghosts." So nothing like that. So it's probably Chuck never even learns what went down here.
Yeah, probably.
Because like the second Chris heard that Sonic wasn't available, he hung up.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you can't use it as an excuse to get Sonic, then there's no point.
Anywho, we cut to Sonic and Tails themselves, which is they're still in prison with Eggman, and Eggman is showing off his appliance repair prison labor, which we saw in the show.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And it's very odd. When Sonic and Tails got thrown in here before, they had, the prison get-ups. Now their sleeves have disappeared, and they don't really look like shirts anymore. They look more like dresses, kind of.
Yeah, they look kind of like they're wearing dresses now. Which I guess if they want to wear dresses, that's fine.
It's a look unto itself. I'm just surprised by the inconsistency.
Sure.
Sonic is getting claustrophobia, though. It's like the boat episode. He goes stir crazy.
Yeah,
so
of course.
We can't rely on them getting out for now. So Cream and Chris have to equip themselves with weapons and armor, by which I mean Chris puts on a baseball helmet and grabs a golf club.
Hey, golf clubs, it's a surprisingly good weapon.
I'm not saying it's... No, yeah, I mean, I played Silent Hill 4, but it's just, it's like we say, we have to suit up, and then Cream doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Maybe golf clubs are too heavy for her. She can at least take a putter. Anyway,
yeah.
They get attacked by a ghost from a suit of armor, and oh no, Cheese gets possessed.
Oh, they're all screwed now.
Yeah, strongest creature in the universe.
There's a lot of dangerous chow in these
bite
stories.
a golf club right in half, so like,
True, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. And of course he says, "Join us," and Chris says, "You can finally speak English, and that's all you can say." But anyway, Cream is sent to get the totem from the glass box in the storage room. And she waves it around, and the ghosts get scared, and they fly off. Including Cheese. He does not get unpossessed.
Yeah, they didn't do anything to unpossess him, so that makes sense.
Yeah. But hey, upgrade, that suit of armor that attacked them had a sword and shield, so Chris has a sword and shield now.
Does he know how to use a sword and shield, though?
He shouldn't even be able to lift them.
That's also true. I've held a sword. Unless you know how to use one, they're kind of awkward.
Yeah. You've made a sword. By this point, I think people have seen your Caliburn.
If they haven't, they'll see it soon enough. Oh,
I almost called it Caliburn again. Anyway, they look outside, and there's a big purple light shaft that all the ghosts are going towards.
Was that in the show? I don't remember that being in the show.
No.
I didn't think so.
In fact, a lot of what's going down here was very much not in the show. Because, well, we'll see. They go out and they follow, and they see the ghosts heading towards it. They keep the hourglass totem thing up to ward off the ghosts. And they see King Boom Boo has spawned atop the tennis courts. I knew tennis was evil.
I played tennis. It is evil.
So scary. But he says, "Come, my minions, there is much work to be done." And then we cut back, because we just need to remind ourselves that the characters are in prison. This one does have something, which is that, Eggman is he's just trying to enjoy his life here in prison. It's, just gives him lots of time to read.
Yeah.
But somebody shows up and says, "Sonic and Tails, you come with us," which could mean something good or something ominous. And then, Cream she just walks out and tries to talk to the ghosts.
Chris has to whip out the sword and shield, which he immediately seems to lose the sword.
It's odd, actually, yeah. Obviously, the ghosts attack them. Two guys bump into Chris's shield, and the sword just vanishes.
Yeah, he just has a shield. I guess because they don't want to show him using a sword against actual people.
Yeah, maybe. Don't give it to him, then. Yeah, whatever.
I say go full Monster Hunter. Let him just start swinging it around.
Anyway, Cream does swing the totem around and says, "No, don't attack him. I just want to ask you a question." And so we get to have a conversation with King Boom Boo, which has never happened before.
This is absolutely wild, because
that is interesting.
King Boom Boo proceeds to explain their grand scheme Like they're a planner. They're a full-on villain at this point. They're like, ah, yes, I must possess more living beings, and the bridge to your world will be opened. And like, what? You're making an evil ritual? That's insane.
It's so interesting because, usually Sonic X versions of game concepts are less developed than the main canon, but this is something, something we never really got from the main canon because he's only in one game and there's no real explanation.
Right. Yeah, he's just there.
And even after that Tales Tube episode, it doesn't tell us more about the ghost himself.
Right.
But yes, he's gathering human servants as a conduit to break into the living world. So is he trying to... Does that mean coming back to life? Is he a ghost of a person or just a ghost in general?
I mean, I assume of a person.
I don't know. And there's not really an explanation for what they want to do in the living world. But it's very weird because, and I assume that he is a ghost of a person because Cream says this isn't your world anymore, which implies that it was at some point.
Right.
So Chris says, you should stay in your world, but he says that he can't because...
He's being kicked out.
Well, no, it's not even that. He says that he can't be in the land of the dead, I presume the land of the dead, because it's plagued by a constant sound of tennis. There's this pound
tennis
noise.
Is evil.
Tennis is evil.
That's enough to wake the dead, he says. So wait, what does that mean? What was he doing in the castle episode if this is where he's supposed to be under this island?
It's actually not at all hard to understand. They were filming a movie that's also noisy.
That's true.
Oh shit, you're right. Okay, well I had a whole spiel here about how, like, well, if you were summoned here, why were you restless before if that was about tennis? But yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Then this all makes complete logical sense. And I guess they spawn where the totem is, so that's why they aren't just back at the castle.
Sure, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so then this makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, it tracks, stupidly.
All right, then I have to scroll down a bunch of my notes where I was complaining about this because Lauren fixed it for me.
No, actually, like, this plot is kind of a little silly, and, like, I expect it to be. But, like, by and large, between Sonic X the show and Sonic X the comics, like, what they did with the ghosts is actually pretty solid.
It's kind of tight. Yeah, they're kind of tightening it up.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Damn.
Speaking of tightening it up, oh look, here's Sonic to fix things. Because he says that you gotta put the totem back at the castle. It's like, oh, we can't get there. Who could possibly get there that fast? And then it's a little convenient, but I guess Sonic hasn't had anything to do anyway, so you might as well.
Yeah, they need to give him a reason to exist.
Sonic is here because Nelson put in a good word for him. And you know what?
Yeah.
That's all it took.
The president just does whatever the tech billionaire wants. Fucking typical.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Jesus.
So he takes the hourglass. Okay, they explain everything to him because he hasn't been here to know what's going on. But he takes the hourglass, he puts it right side up. This time he puts it with the sun up, where it only got put up with the moon before.
That's probably just a minor mistake.
I don't know, because that was the whole point, is that in the Sonic X episode, Chris put it with the moon side up, and that meant that the ghosts were still there. So Sonic puts it with the sun up, and now I guess they're gone forever? Yeah, I don't know. Who cares at this point? Also, Nelson says, I'm glad you're back to normal when Lindsay hugs him. And so did he see her as possessed? It doesn't look like he did. But
I mean, I assume he would know that she was possessed. He would told, probably.
Anyway, yeah, the ghost disappear, no more possession. Lindsay says, we're getting rid of the tennis court, which I think is hilarious, because she really just has no idea what the point was.
They just learned that tennis was evil, which is a good moral.
I guess so. And because Cream and Chris proved themselves, and their mothers were no help, and the danger followed even without Eggman or robots being involved, Vanilla realizes there is no escape from narrative torment, so Cream, you can stay with Chris.
Jesus. This entire plot went basically nowhere.
I don't know. I mean, yes.
It wasn't bad. I'm just saying it went basically nowhere.
It was full circle, but I kind of like it. You know, it's a Cream and Chris solo adventure for most of it, which is it might be more than Cream ever got in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, Chris taking charge instead of just relying on Sonic until he doesn't. But, you know, Chris taking charge, it's a part of his character arc, you know? He has to become independent from Sonic.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever. Let's finish off with this last one. It's Santa Claus, Egg Claus, Sonic
He's
X
kind
number
of
15.
creepy.
I mean, he's got the big Eggman grin, so...
Yeah, the big Eggman grin and the spindly legs going in positions. I don't expect to see them going with Eggman.
His anatomy has always been strange, so yeah.
Yeah.
Also, hi, toys that look like Bark, Sonic,
yeah.
Amigo, and Storm.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, the story here is Bad Eggnog, written by Edkin and drawn by Todd Wanish. Wanish? Air quotes around drawn. But Dr. Eggman impersonates Santa Claus and turns the world against Sonic. Oh no, how could we ever allow this to take place? Seriously, how?
Yeah, this is... Well, let's get into it.
Yeah, so remember that one Archie issue that was nothing but traces of other Sonic art and looked like dog shit when it wasn't traced?
Yeah.
Here's an entire issue of traced Sonic X screen caps.
Oh my god.
I never even I wouldn't have noticed that without you saying that.
Let's see. It's like I can't recognize every single drawing because
sure,
it's
yeah.
a 78 episode long show. But Chris at the start here is a trace of his key art. I know that one of these is Sonic doing the "Oh, what a great view" from the episode where he fights Knuckles. I think Sonic like shrugging in one of these panels. They're all from the show. Is the point?
Interesting.
Every single one of them. So yeah. Now that doesn't mean that it's a bad looking issue. It definitely looks better than that other Archie issue with Monkey Kong or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part's very lazy. But we'll just have to deal with it. So, Christmas. Sonic doesn't give a shit about Christmas, even though in Sonic the Comic it's so important to him. He goes all out multiple issues a year, but, you know.
That's the real difference between Sonic the Comic Sonic and other Sonics, is they care a lot about Christmas.
Of course, yeah.
Adventures of Sonic did too, but yeah.
I can't remember. Did Adventures of Sonic confirm the existence of Santa or not?
Sonic became Santa. He took Santa's job.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, so I guess that basically confirms it.
That's the end of that show, yeah.
The end of a Sonic continuity, Sonic becomes Santa?
Yeah, we talked about this. Do you not remember?
It's been too long, I'm afraid.
It's been so long.
Yeah. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog does not believe in Santa Claus in this continuity, though.
Damn, that's the true difference.
They make a big point of that, actually. Like, I'm like, why do they care? But, like, Sonic is like, wow, Chris, you can't believe these lies.
Well, Sonic makes a big deal about not believing in Santa, and everyone else also makes a big deal about Sonic not believing in Santa, where they're like, no, you have to believe in Santa Claus. You cannot believe. And it's like, who cares?
Yeah, who gives a... I mean, some people are like that. It's like, oh, you can't not believe. You have to believe in him.
I don't hate Christmas, but the sense of traditionalism around Christmas pisses me off sometimes, exactly because of things like this. Also because everyone's intent on Christmas gifts being a surprise, and I don't like being surprised.
I think the main reason they're being like that is because the whole plot is going to resolve around that, because Eggman has a nefarious scheme around Santa Claus.
Yes, he has a Santa plan. He's going to dunk on Sonic by doing something Christmassy that he doesn't explain in this scene. Here's something fucking sad. They ask what Cream wants for Christmas, and she says she wants a replacement emerald because the other one fucking died.
Jesus Christ.
That is so good. Whoever thought of putting that line is a genius.
That is depressing.
Yeah, good job, Edkin, on that one. Yeah. So, oh yeah, here's I'm seeing another trace drawing. Is this Sonic in the bottom left is when Chris asks him where he learned to talk in the first episode, and Sonic's like, I don't remember. That's episode 2, not 1. But
oh yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I keep noticing these. But they tell Sonic that Santa lives at the North Pole, and Sonic's like, fine, I'll just run there.
The song's like, bet.
Yeah. Because he can get there super fast. You know, just yesterday, I watched an episode of Top Gear where they were trying to get to the North Pole in a truck, and it was not easy.
Yeah.
Also, this shot of Sonic sliding is another, like, traced bit of key art. Sorry. So is this one of him standing next to Chuck here. God, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
This exact page, I remember you shared this at one point, I believe. with me. I recognize this page because I remember being so fascinated when I first saw it. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, not only is the art incomprehensible, but the dialogue is bizarre too. Like, what is the context of this story? Sonic is like going, and it's like Santa Claus isn't here. It's like I have to tell Chris, like his life depends on it.
Yeah.
And the context is no, there's no real good reason for this. Sonic is just being this way.
Yes. Well, and Chuck makes things even more complicated by saying Santa does not exist in this reality except on Christmas Day.
What the fuck does that
That's
mean?
right, I remember that too. Yes.
Well, and I love Chuck's smirk as he says this, because I like the implication that I would like to believe is here is that he's trying to play into the Santa thing, but does not believe in Santa himself.
Sure.
Oh, that is totally the way I interpret this. Yes.
Traced or not, he's so smug looking at Sonic here. But, you know, according to Scarlett Garcia, Santa himself will be making a TV appearance when lighting up this tree and this menorah.
Station Square is inclusive.
Well, it's very weird. There are multiple menorahs in this issue. There's one on the first page, but they never mention Hanukkah itself.
Also, hold on a second. Hanukkah isn't always around Christmas.
I mean, it's December,
It could
right?
be in.
No,
maybe
Hanukkah half the time it starts in November.
Really? I didn't know
okay,
that.
but maybe
We have had Thanksgiving before.
it depends on what year this is.
Huh.
Yes, that's true. If I cared enough, I could figure it out, but I don't care.
Sorry, did you just call it Thanksgiving?
Yeah, like a decade ago, we had Thanksgiving.
That's awesome. You know, it's if these comics were not from like, you know, a nation that was, if you're reading this and you're in a nation that wasn't like bulldozed by Abrahamic religion, do you think kids reading this would know that those are two different religions being represented?
That's a good question.
We don't need to speculate. It's a funny thing to consider.
Yeah.
Anyway, Egg Santa appears on the TV.
Yeah.
And nobody reacts. They don't know it's him.
It's so obviously him. Like, how stupid are these people?
I'll tell you what bothers me is that this is the sort of joke that the show would go for, is like they call up Eggman on Christmas and he answers them in a Santa outfit, but that would be while they're doing like some unrelated plot, right? Like you'd answer in a Santa outfit and they'd be like, Eggman, what are you planning this time? But here, he's in the Santa outfit, but because he says he's Santa, now suddenly there's just this fog where nobody realizes it's him, even though they'd perfectly be able to recognize him if he called himself Eggman.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is me being very nitpicky toward a comic book for children. But anyway,
I think it's fair to be nitpicky, though, in certain times.
He announces that this year, everyone gets Santa a gift, or no toys for anyone.
Well, damn.
Here's the thing. If Santa was like, okay, if Eggman spun a plot where he was like, oh no, everyone was right, the conspiracy theories are true, Sonic is out to destroy the world, and this time Sonic decided to like steal all my presents or something, that would make more sense. But a little more sense. But Eggman's just like, nah, no presents unless you give me Sonic, and everyone just rolls with it. Like that's an in-person thing for Santa to do. Definitely, kids would believe that.
Yeah, the gift he wants is to have Sonic kidnapped, and
all the kids in the world just roll with it.
Not
even Chris.
You say all the kids. Sonic is being attacked exclusively by adults here. All of these people are Santa believers and also believe Eggman saying he's Santa and are like, we're gonna kidnap the hedgehog.
I'm gonna be honest, the art here is so bizarre, I could not tell the ages of these people.
It is deeply weird. Like, everybody goes along with this, the entire planet.
Because apparently this version of Earth, everyone still believes in Santa.
It's so weird.
I really thought this was leading to Santa is real and was disappointed.
That would have been funny.
Yeah, well, and so, like, how does Christmas work in the Sonic X? Do any of these parents, are any of these people parents who just say, oh, we could just buy gifts for our kids, Well, and I guess now that I think about it, are all of these people parents? Are they adults who think that Santa is still the one bringing them gifts on Christmas?
I mean, it's entirely possible.
Maybe based on what Scarlett says about Santa making a TV appearance and no one being all that fazed by it, maybe Santa Claus is an established fact in this continuity.
Well, I mean,
I was waiting for that to be outright confirmed, but unfortunately it doesn't happen, so...
Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, this is... Yeah. Also, it should be that Sonic is the... If we're gonna act like everybody believes Eggman, Sonic should be the one person that knows it's Eggman.
yeah.
But he says this has got to be a trick, which implies to me that he thinks it could be something else, which is weird.
It's an idiot plot.
It really is, yeah.
Especially when Santa, in quotes, shows up and looks completely different.
It's just Deco! And yeah, Sonic turns himself in, because that's the only way to get to the bottom of this, I guess.
I mean, they try to pull off the fake beard, but everyone's like, no, how dare you assault Santa?
It's so yeah, Deco gets here and he pulls on his beard, but no, it's glued on too tight, I guess. It's so dumb.
It's really dumb.
And Eggman appears on a monitor to say, see, it's not me. So Sonic actually turns himself in instead of just saying that to get them close. But Chuck, he gets a screw off of something. I don't know if it's a sleigh or off Deco.
I assume it's
right, a loose screw. That's what crumbles the entire illusion. They would have been completely fooled if it wasn't for that.
For
It's
a
very
single
weird.
loose screw. Fucking
Also, it says they arrive at Santa's workshop in the North Pole. That's just a teeny-ass shed. That's a shack.
That is a shack.
That's where Drake and Josh forgot to carve the door hole. And Eggman comes out of it. I mean, Eggman probably built it, but yeah,
Well, yeah.
it's like Chuck said, the workshop only appears at Christmas, and then there's something here. But Sonic is stuck in a bag now. So it's like, oh, Eggman's gonna win, and the shack opens up to a bottomless pit that they're gonna throw Sonic in.
Surprise.
But don't worry, Chuck shows up in a news chopper. I presume that the screw helped him track Eggman there?
Sure. Or he just figured they would be at the North Pole.
It's weird, because, like, why would you plant the screw thing? Because they don't ever bring that up.
No, as I said, Chuck was convinced it was Santa, unfortunately. It was funnier to think that they were playing along. But, and it was the screw that tipped them off that, oh wait, this isn't actually Santa.
You're right. I'm looking back at the page now. He says Sonic was right, which means that he didn't believe it before. Chuck, you fool.
Chuck, you dumbass.
Everyone's a fool here.
Well, and then here's the weird bit. Okay, well, it's not.
That's not the only weird bit.
All of this is weird, but yeah, he calls Eggman a liar, and then Eggman's like, Santa Claus is right here, and he's going to put you on the naughty list for telling fibs, but Deco's not Santa. And then Chuck's like, that's the real Santa. And
who the fuck is this?
Someone.
I really hope that was the real Santa, and I could add another Sonic continuity to Sonic continuities with Santa's list.
They don't explain it, so I have to assume it's the real Santa.
They do.
Wait, I don't remember who it is then.
Well, we'll tell you in a sec, but yeah, so I thought at first, and the explanation, it is kind of blink and you miss it. I wouldn't blame you for not noticing what it is. But it would be really funny if this was the only panel, is this low res fucking stick figure.
Oh, I think I just rechecked. I think I see who it was now.
Yeah.
That's
anyway, Tails tosses a ring to Sonic's arm coming out of the bag.
We couldn't have possibly gotten out of this one without a power ring, that's for sure.
Nah.
Yeah, Sonic is helpless. And then it's really weird because it says Sonic bursts into super spin mode. He turns into a tornado for some reason. And then he drills into the side of Deco's head, except he's tiny? What's up with the art there?
That's the artist screwing up.
Yeah.
He couldn't find a trace of Sonic spinballing into Deco, so he had to just bullshit something, apparently.
I mean, it's just a ball, bro.
Also, I guess it's Deco and Boko.
Yeah, it's both of them. Which I don't know why it needs to be both of them.
It needs to be tall enough.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I still don't remember which one's which, but the gold one is plenty tall.
Deco is the yellow one.
Okay. I don't care enough to remember that.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, the day is saved. Everybody cheers. Eggman is exposed, and Ella was Santa.
Yeah, I didn't catch that on my first read. I just caught that now.
And the drawing of Chuck here is the same
Oh, yeah, it is.
drawing traced from the one where he's being smugged to Sonic.
Yes. God, what a shit show of an art, of at least art on an issue.
You know, this is random and irrelevant, but I think the Deco and the Boko being together, might be reference to like their transformation thing that was in the show.
Yeah.
Also, I
Oh,
never
yeah.
noticed that the little Tetris pieces they have on their chest, they actually fit together, implying that they can combine. That's a really small detail I never noticed.
Oh, huh, wait.
Don't worry
All
about it.
right.
The point is, the day is
Yeah.
saved. Chris wonders if Santa Claus is really real, which, duh. And then when he gets his gift, which is, what is this, like a toy rocket ship? It looks flat. He says, I never should have doubted that Santa Claus exists because it says from Santa on it.
Uh-huh.
And that's that issue.
Yep.
That was one hell of an issue.
We're ending on a bit of a dud this week. The other issues were all right. But yeah. Anyway, next time on Deep Dive Zone, we have a shipping issue.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Don't worry, it'll be good. But yeah, I don't know. These comics are
Fucking weird.
you really can't be too predictable. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Not really.
Yeah, you know, I'll admit, even though this issue was like infuriating, yeah, even it is different enough that it's at least interesting to talk about. So yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun enough. I'm not feeling too bored or annoyed. So I guess hopefully we can keep this energy going for 5 more episodes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's not bad.
All right. Well, cool. I don't know. It's hard to make deep commentary on these because they're just trying to be light entertainment.
Yeah.
But you know, that's fine. It's fine. So for all those watching, thank you all so much for watching. That's where we're gonna cut it off for tonight. If you like this episode, please feel
Yeah.
If you like this episode, please feel free to share, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, suggestions, or feedback, you can reach us at any of the links in the link tree in the description. So we will see you next week for an exciting episode. Another exciting episode. I'm just messing up everything today. Maybe I didn't get enough sleep. We will see you next week. I hope you have a great rest of your week. We will see you next week for another episode. I hope you have a great rest of your night, and take care.